Are you a ladder predictor sort of person, Dan, or do you avoid it and just worry about that you've got to beat West Coast and let everything else take care of itself?
Yeah, the latter for me, yeah. I haven't looked at the ladder predictor. There's enough noise going around already around, what the what-ifs might be and whatnot. So, not that I avoid it, I don't actively go searching for it, but, the reality is that we haven't been good enough for the most part of the year, and we're hitting some form now, which is really positive. So yeah, West Coast is our main objective this weekend.
Is there an emotion attached to how you played on the weekend compared to what you've produced in previous games, where you walk away going, God, our best is so good, but we've just let ourselves down at times?
Oh, not really. I think off the back of some early scoreboard pressure on the weekend, we had three goal kickers in the first quarter, so the spread there was good for us, and we kicked straight, which puts some scoreboard pressure on. Whereas in the past, say, 4 or 5 weeks, we've had the ball in our front half, and we've hit the post, we've missed, and we haven't had that pressure on the scoreboard that maybe puts ourselves in a really positive mindset, and the opposition under a bit of anxiety. And Brisbane, excellent team, and we've got nothing but respect for them. But if I was in their shoes, it would have been like, oh, okay, this is going to be a little bit different than maybe we thought off the back of the efficiency that we had going forward. And so there's maybe last year there was some frustration around performance, but this year it's like actually we're going okay, consistently going okay. It's just that we're not getting little things here and there that kind of make the end result maybe a bit more positive for us. So it was always lingering around, I think, that we're going to do something positive at some point where it all clicks, and the weekend was one of those games against a really strong opposition, which gives us confidence in the fact that we're playing a game style and system that still still goes well against the best teams.
I was going to say, is that the performance you have been chasing all season?
I think so. Against a really this is not to sound disrespectful to every other team, because we've been challenged and we haven't won games. So, the full quarter effort and efficiency in front of goal supported the weekend's result. We played a really good game against Gold Coast, where you would say everything clicked, and it was like, rightio, this is more like us, and that was a month ago, and it's taken a month to get that consistency right again. But we had it across all lines of the ground, and every player had a really strong contribution to the win on the weekend. And again, things worked off the back of efficiency, and our contested method was really strong. Our aerial game was good. Our ground ball game was good. So yeah, it just clicked. So the challenge for us again against an emerging team like West Coast under a new coach with Daisy, who are playing pretty exciting footy. Can we do it again? Yeah.
I want to ask about Daisy. Probably have coached her against her when she was a player. She spent time here at the Cats. Yeah. How excited are you to kind of face her for the first time?
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, brilliant. She's a ripper. Yeah, obviously she was in our program with the men's program last year, and to be fair, we didn't have a lot to do with Days, because she was so embedded in the men's program, but she was giving with her time to our program as well, and very, very much present to support our female program, which is great. So yeah, she's done wonderful things already in the short time she's been over there. Exciting young group of players. She's bringing a lot of energy and experience with her career and her love for the game, and that's rubbing off on her team and her program. So had some great wins early in the year. I think they knocked off Richmond round 1, which everyone would have been like, oh, okay, this is different already. And they've managed to sustain that throughout the season. So yeah, the last couple of weeks have started to fall away, but you throw in a younger list and trying to learn new game style and a new coach. It takes time, and I can certainly vouch for the time part, to get things right over a period. So yeah, we're all pumped to go to West Coast to play, not just because it's Daisy and West Coast emerging team, but for us it's there's still hope that we can play consistent footy that might lead to something that we can still play for in the postseason this year. But if it doesn't, then we've still got lots to play for.
You also, your 2 trips interstate have gotten wins, Sydney and Gold Coast. Is that a good sign heading over? Obviously a longer trip over to Perth, but to get away with the team and go and...
Yeah, we tend to bond really well when we go interstate. We don't get those opportunities to stay around each other for a long period, so being a shortened season, the condensed period saw us kind of in and out of the program really quickly to try and recover and rest up and prepare for the next game. So any chance to spend together is a real positive. So let's make it 3 from 3 would be nice, interstate, yeah.
Barring anything going wrong between now and Friday, Amy will be on the plane.
Yeah, I think I might have spoken to you on the weekend. She's really close to playing on the weekend against Brisbane. Just a bit of a err on the side of caution for her, so she should be fine. She gets through training tomorrow. I dare say she'll be selected.
We saw an injury list and then it was gone, but it had Kate Kenny has been season over with her ankle. Is that correct? Yeah,
it's looking likely that she won't play the next couple of weeks anyway. Just a bit of a lingering ankle issue that she's had for a little while, but she's managed it really well. But maybe a couple of weeks ago, it got to the point where it's like we need to, have a different approach. So. Her folks are out from Ireland too, which is great. So she's got great support here. So, probably unlikely she plays the next couple of weeks.
Gabby Featherstone, is that a hamstring? Is it one that'll end her season?
No. So a bit of an awareness piece. She went and got a scan. The scan came back pretty positive. So again, manage her during the week, train tomorrow night, and if she gets through that, she should be available.
Dare I ask about Chloe?
Chloe's it's touch and go. Everything she's doing from week to week, session to session, suggests that she's still a chance. But again, it's going to be the time factor.
Yeah, it's only going to be Adelaide then.
Yeah, I would think so. Yep.
Rachel Kearns as well, concussion, would she come back?
She's fine. She's got a nice little black eye, but she's available for selection off the back of her concussion protocol. So you expect her to be selected. Yep.
Darcy Maloney.
Yeah, similar to Kate. So it's just a bit of a sore foot she's been managing. She had it in the pre-season as well, so she got through most of the year with it without it being too bad. But the last week or so, it's just given her a bit of irritation. So she's a chance for this week after a weekend off. Get through training, one of those things again. So hopefully we get her as well.
To ask about, obviously Shantel on the weekend made her debut. How important, I guess, was that to maybe reward her for the hard work, obviously trying to push for selection, to obviously get her in, and I guess similar to what you're saying with Chloe, that getting her to play some football this year is important. Do you feel like she is able to kind of take a lot out of that game? But on the flip side, how much time do we have to give her, considering she's a 19-year-old key forward prospect?
Yeah, I think any taste of AFLW footy for a younger player is important. So she's been training since December, January onwards, and she's just when are you going to play me, coach? And the question's been asked, most weeks around her and Bridie and where they're going. And, Brides is another one too that, had a bit of a sore shoulder, but she might be available for selection the next fortnight as well, which is great. We want to give these girls a taste of what's to prepare for next season as well. And, Sean went out on the weekend. She had a role to play as one of our key marking targets. We think that she played her role well to support our ball movement. She wanted to have more influence on the game, but for her to play against one of the best teams in the competition over an extended period and against the best defence that have been around for a while too, a premiership defence, now she walks away with so many learnings from it, and the conversations we now have are around the base of, look, I've had an experience, I know what it's like. Although it's a little taste, the speed factor is something that stood out for her as well in terms of how fast the game is moving. So now, her intensity lifts, her mindset shifts to a different area around her preparation. And Bridie's already done the same thing after playing that short game that she played a few weeks ago. They're already looking at what's next, how can I get better. So it was important that she played. This weekend was always going to be a game that she may have come over and played. Again, travel with the team, bond, experience it all from a different perspective, play, but she got it a week before, so all good.
Have you sought an explanation from Michaela Bowen as to what she was doing with that mark, and then was she thinking she was going the other way?
A little bit. Actually, so the explanation is that clearly it wasn't intended to be that way, but she was playing a bit of a dual role on the weekend for us. She was playing as a high forward and supporting our wing rotation, so she was so used to playing on the wing and rolling to support the exits of our back half that she thought that was a D50 exit, hence why she went back and then realised quickly, actually, I've intercepted the ball here, and she turned what was something quite comical into a really great result for us. So her role got mixed up in the moment, but thanks to the player on the mark telling her to play on, it helped us in the end. So funny, we reviewed it this morning, it was brilliant. So great kick, 40-metre kick on goal too. This is where the competition's shifting from kicking from the goal square to all of a sudden we're picking goals from 40, so it was a good finish.
Does Ash continue to amaze you, what she can do with that last quarter goal? She's just thrown that on the boot from 40, 45 out.
It may look like she threw it on the boot, but she practices that kick a lot in regards to you know, it's almost like a hybrid drop punt / banana. You know, they get a lot of purchase on that. And I say they's in the Irish players. But, you know, she knows the way the ball's going to move off the back of that kick. She knows the distance of footwork to get set to evade and then kick the ball forwards. It was quite planned and measured, and yeah, she kicked it really well. First quarter goal, last quarter goal, really important for us. She had a great year. Like, if she's not under any consideration for All Australian, I'll be very surprised. Yeah.
I was going to ask Archie that, you know, maybe too early to say that, like, with a few more games, but to her season, that you could expect some maybe accolades, or even I think she's, you know, second or third on the goal kicking league.
Yeah, second I think it is. Yeah, she's she's not playing for accolades, and we're certainly not setting things up for her to, you know, to reach those kind of goals. But you know, off her form this year and how exciting she plays a game, and her strike rate and just her flair as a player, as a tall forward who can move and finish in front of goal. Like, she's only adding layers to her game each week. Like, you know, if you asked her, she still wants to be a better mark. Like, she's getting opportunities to mark the ball, but she's not quite taking those marks, and they will give her more opportunities to have a shot on goal. So she's getting really good looks off the back of just live play and the way she plays the game with her instinct. You know, she was voted by her peers last year as the best first-year player in the competition. She's certainly, you know, close to the leading goal kicker. So all signs say that she's going to have some kind of say at the end of the year in regards to celebrating a really good, successful individual season for her. But she came back late in our pre-season, so we're all very excited about, hey, what if you came back a little bit earlier? I wonder what, you know, you might be able to do off the back of really strong preparation. So she's that good. Yeah.
She's up for goal of the year as well.
I think she's had 2 or 3 of those nominations, but there's been some super goals, like, you know, Gilroy from Hawthorn's got one every other week as well. Like, the competition's growing so well in regards to the highlight reel or things that are positive. We should be focusing on those things, which is great. Yeah.